Minimalism and living frugally have led me to declutter and get rid of a lot of things. But there are some things that I still buy that are worth every penny. In this video, I will share 15 inexpensive things that have helped me greatly in my simple living journey. Number 1, notebooks and journals. These have proven to be incredibly useful tools, especially to keep things organized and track progress in different areas of life. I first learned about the power of this from a gym buddy when I was 18 or 19 years old. He always carried a notebook with him to the gym and believed that if you don't track your progress, if you don't track your workouts, it's the same as if you didn't go to the gym at all. While I wouldn't go as far as saying that the workout is completely useless if you don't track it, I would say, and what I think is that what gets measured gets improved. I started doing this, and using a notebook at the gym definitely got me some funny looks every now and then, but it was so good to track the progress and know that what I'm doing now, how am I feeling, and how can I improve, what can I do better next time. I think notebooks are incredibly affordable but still very versatile. You can write there your ideas, your thoughts, or just draw flowers while having a phone call if nothing else. They provide a great return on the investment, but since they are physical items, I suggest to be kind of careful with them, that you don't have hundreds of these at your home, but just when that is no longer useful for you, a certain notebook, then you declutter it. Number 2, blackout curtains. In Finland, these type of curtains are super common, and I think almost everyone has them. Here during the summer, there's 20 hours of daylight, so the sunset is at midnight and sun rises around 4 a.m. So it can be incredibly difficult to get sleep if you don't have dark enough room. And for me, this is very important. Somehow I cannot sleep if there's a little bit of light. I prefer like completely pitch black every time. For example, when I go camping and I don't have curtains with me, there's a little bit of light coming from outside of the tent. I need to block my eyes with something, for example a sleep mask or something else. For probably less than $50 you can get good quality curtains like this, and they can improve your sleep so much, so very good investment. Number 3, library card or membership. In today's digital age, it's very easy to overlook the value of libraries. I actually used to ignore the whole system myself because I wasn't really a person who liked to read books, and I only thought like very academic people or people who read books as hobby go to libraries, and other people just should stay away from there. But think about it, libraries are full of countless books and endless amount of information, and you can access all that without spending basically anything. Many libraries also offer other stuff, like here we have some quiet study spaces. I often go there to just read or work, and also you can borrow from there like movies, board games, and even video games. These days if I want to read something, usually I don't buy new books. I just go to the library, borrow them, and then read them. It's really something to take advantage of. Number 4, inexpensive trips. In general, I think traveling is quite expensive, but there's a way to travel that isn't that expensive. It's much cheaper and possibly even more rewarding. I found this in my early 20s. I remember searching online for different ways to travel without spending much money, and I found these methods or sites where they offer volunteer experiences for multiple months. So basically, in exchange for your work, people cover all your living expenses. They give you bed, they give you food, and make sure that everything is fine with your accommodation and with your stay there. And for some hours of the day, you have to help them with something. Basically, it's like traveling for free while giving back. And I think one of the most known sites for this is called Workaway. Through these experiences, you can not only learn useful skills, but also get really immersed into these new cultures and meet new people. I mean, imagine living in the French countryside in exchange for some mindful gardening work. That sounds pretty perfect. I honestly prefer much more this adventure type of traveling than going into some touristy spot for 7 days. The experiences you can have can really change how you view the world and even yourself. You return home as a whole new person. That's at least what happened to me. Number 5, luggage scale. These are those handy little things that you use to weigh your luggage before going on a trip. I got one as a gift from my mom multiple years ago, and I've used it so much that now it's a little bit worn out, but it still works though. I use this so much because, especially when you're flying, airlines can have really strict baggage or luggage policies that It has to be certain size, it has to be certain weight for both, like the checked in the bags that go to cargo, and then also the hand luggage. If it goes over with just like 1 or 2 kilos, there could be a fee that you need to pay that is more likely much more than the scale would cost you. You can get one of these for less than $10, and they really help you to pack more efficiently and not stress anymore about if your luggage is overweight or not. Number 6, second-hand furniture. Most of the furniture in our home has been passed down from family members, or then we bought it second-hand from individual people, or then from these centers. I think there are many reasons why buying second-hand furniture is a really good choice. They are budget friendly, they are environmentally friendly, and you can quite easily find like furniture that are still in good condition. But there's one reason that fits particularly well here and why I want to say that they have been worth every penny. Furniture naturally experiences some wear and tear. There might be little scratches or little accidents happening all the time. We have had a lot of these with almost every piece of furniture that we have in our house, like scratches, knocking something over, spilling coffee on the sofa multiple times, or things like this. Imagine having a new cream-colored sofa and someone spilling wine on it. That's really a disaster. Even with very good cleaning products, it would be a headache to try to clean and maintain that. But if it's second-hand, you don't have to worry about any of that. It really simplifies my life when I can just live stress-free without worrying about things getting dirty all the time. Number 7, smartphone screen protector. Ever since I got my very first smartphone a bit more than 10 years ago, I have managed to scratch or break the screen of every single one of them. I don't know if it's just me, if I'm clumsy, or if this happens to all of us, but I just find it very difficult to not damage something that I use for multiple years and every single day. That's why for years I have invested in screen protectors. They take all the hit, and if there's a very bad scratch or damage, you can just replace the protector and you don't have to replace the whole glass, because I'm telling you, that will be like so expensive. It could be even like 50% of the price of the whole phone. I have noticed that these screen protectors come in various price ranges. I think the most expensive are around $50 or so, and the cheapest one are $5 to $10, something like that. I have bought the quite like medium priced, $20, $30, and then also the extremely cheap ones, and both have done the job extremely well for me. Number 8, networking, online or offline. The connections you make through meeting new people can be incredibly valuable for various aspects of life, be it career, health, hobbies, or personal projects. Networking can sometimes be a bit expensive, especially if you are going to different cities or even countries, and if you have to pay for tickets to get to certain events. But it can also be done without much cost at all. For example, online. There's a lot of communities and sites where you can start to connect with all kinds of people. In my 20s, meeting new people has been incredibly important for me. I just believe that people are what make my life meaningful. If I was just a lonely minimalist without any friends or any people around me, I don't think I would be as happy as I am now. By starting conversations and saying yes to certain opportunities to meet new people, I think I have enriched my life so much. Having people around me who share the same goals and same aspirations really helped me to stay motivated and inspired no matter what I do. Number 9, quality second-hand clothing. As you may know, I'm not a huge fan of buying new clothes, especially from expensive name brands. I have found my sweet spot with quality clothing at a lower price when I buy them second-hand. I actually used to shop at physical thrift stores, but now I have moved to mainly do these clothing purchases online, just because I couldn't find for male my size almost anything that would actually fit me and feel comfortable on me, and that was like the biggest criteria for me. Online I have found some amazing deals where you pay just 20 to 30% of the original price, and they have been in excellent condition. Buying new quality pieces could also be a worthwhile investment, but this is a list about inexpensive things, so I cannot add that in here. Number 10, mental health apps. These apps often offer subscription payment models, so you pay between $2 and $10 every month. I personally think that it's a very small price to pay considering the immense value that they can bring to your life, especially if they fit your own needs perfectly. I mean, think about it. How much would you be willing to pay every month for a more peaceful mind? I think for me at least, it's way more than a few bucks. But of course, these apps cannot like solve all your life problems, but what they can do is help you build more positive habits and then find that peace. I use daily an app called Aura Health, which I have mentioned on this channel before. Why I like it, it's because it's so much more than just a regular meditation app. It's this all-in-one platform where you can find, yes, meditations, but also practical therapy bits, life coaching tracks, and a lot more for all kinds of people. Lately, I have, for example, been enjoying these calming bedtime stories with relaxing sea wave sounds in the background. If you're interested, I will leave my discount link in the description so you can check it out and start the free trial. Number 11, toolbox. Now, a toolbox can be quite pricey if you want to go all out, but for the basic tools to open, fix, and assemble things, you don't have to pay that much. Just a basic set of a hammer, screwdrivers, some hex keys, and maybe pliers will go a really long way. You might not use these tools often, but when you do, you will definitely thank yourself because they will avoid a lot of headache and stress if something breaks or something needs assembling. Number 12, electric toothbrush. Switching from a regular toothbrush to an electric one was really a game changer for me. It requires so much less effort and the results are so much better. Studies have shown that they are indeed more efficient, and I think that especially in the long run you will be able to see that. You might be even saving some money because you don't need to go to the dentist anymore that often. Of course, these can be, or some of these can be really expensive, but I have just one that cost I think 25 or 30 euros, so not that much, and it has been really fantastic, so you don't need to invest hundreds into this. When I come back from camping trips where I had to use a regular one, I immediately fall back in love again with my electric toothbrush. Number 13, earplugs. I mentioned the importance of quality of sleep in number 2, and earplugs is really part of that for me. If you live in the city, most often than not there's a lot of sounds, especially during the summer. We have windows open to get some fresh air, and people just do random stuff at 4 a.m. all the time. And if you're camping, birds and crickets and all animals can be quite loud, and if you're not used to that, then it can be very hard to get some sleep. That's why I carry earplugs with me almost everywhere I go. I mean, to places where I'm supposed to sleep, and it has really helped me to feel more relaxed because I don't need to worry about like beforehand, what if there's not going to be a lot of sound, what if I cannot sleep well. I know that I have the solution with me if it comes to that. 14, books. While I don't usually buy new books, I make exceptions when I actually want to study one book quite deeply. Like write notes, read it multiple times, and then make my own summaries of this book. For instance, in my last video, I talked about the Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, and that book I have read 3 or 4 times. I have made a lot of notes there, written a lot of stuff, a lot of underlining, and I have made my own summary of that as well based on my own notes and how I can apply those things, the lessons from there, to my own life. If the book was from a library, there was no way that I could do all of these things. Maybe I could do a summary, but just if you read it once and then you have to return it, making a detailed summary can be quite difficult. So in this case, I believe that it's much better to buy the book. I heard this quote once. I have no idea who said it or if it was even some important person, but it's better to read one book 20 times than 20 different books once. There's definitely some truth to that because at least I forget like 90% of the stuff from a book that I read like in matter of some months or weeks. So buying books for $15-20 and turning them into whole practical guides instead of just text that you read once is definitely worth every penny for me. Number 15, phone calls to people you care about. Actually, depending on your phone plan, calls can be even free these days. So calling and reaching out to people that are really important to you costs you only your time. And I believe that that time is incredibly well spent. You can really make someone's whole day by just giving them a quick call and asking how they're doing, what's happening in their life. While I love meeting people in person, I also understand that that is not possible with everyone all the time. Sometimes you have relatives or loved ones who just live far away and you can meet only a couple of times a year. So in these cases, calling them can mean the world to them. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay kind and meaningful in your own beautiful journey. See you in the next one.